Hi, good morning. My name is Lathika Pai, and I lead Project Amplify, which is a joint program between Microsoft and Accenture to help really scale the impact of tech-led startups in the space of sustainability, agri-tech, health tech, climate tech. And today with us, we have Subir Sharma, the COO and founder of Fruitfal. Subir, great to have you here today, and we're very proud to have Fruitful as a part of Project Amplify. My first question to you, Subir, is why did you start Fruitful? You know, you had a great a career going at HCL, doing some very cool projects, and then one fine day you and your buddies decide to start Fruitful. So tell us what really motivated you to do so.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Latika. Thanks for the intro. I was working primarily in this technology domain, working with Accenture, HCL, and all these tech companies, consulting for Big Four and a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So, going through this lot of data on the technology side, we found out that retail is primarily very unorganized in India. We have like $600 billion of market. Totally on the retail side, it's unorganized, and on the other side, we have a lot of farmers and growers who are perishing under this kind of growing fruits and not able to meet this demand. So there is a massive gap in this industry, and the supply chain is totally uh, not working for the things. So studying on this data, I found out that with technology we can help connect millions of farmers and millions of stores. Because there is no modern trade, we can connect these guys through a technology platform. So where Fruitful comes in, so it helps one getting millions of these small farmers get a produce to a direct market. We have a mandi system that's 100-year-old that is not working for nobody can make money in that, and we have a millions of kirana stores who are supplying fruits to the nearby societies, people, and all that, but they don't have access to the direct farm linkage. So there comes Fruitful, pure technology play, and help these guys connect.
You know, it's very interesting. I think today the mantra is how do we remove the middleman, right?
Yeah,
How do we get it directly for whatever the goods are,
yeah,
Even when you look at D2C, right? You want to be able to kind of get the aggregator out of the scene, and it's probably the same that you're following as Fruitful. But I think what's most interesting as to what Fruitful is doing is the fact that you are working with farmers who are typically not necessarily used to adopting technology.
yeah.
So, what has been the challenges in terms of onboarding farmers? How many farmers have you onboarded to date?
So we have close to 5,000 farmers on our platform, and the major challenge is bringing these guys on tech and digital adoption. So like they still work on the antiquated system, cash, the bills. So these guys are not well versed. Like you can get paid on the farm. So like if a farmer, smallholder farmer has a produce, so and he wants to sell it, either he has to come to mandi, 3 4 days of cycle. Then there is so many hustle, transport, and when he shows up at the mandi place, he doesn't know that what price he'll get. So initially the challenge was convincing these farmers to come out of the system that we can pay you on the spot and you'll get a better price than what are you selling. So working on these things, and the other was getting these karanas on the digital side. So ordering through app, paying through electronic UPI and all that. So these were the initial challenges. So and when we got a first paying customer at Kirana, we were like, yeah, we can do that. So the idea is we want to build the dole of India. We see this company is doing across various continents. Building. There are 100-year-old company, but India doesn't have a very large fruit, kind of a supply chain company. So there comes Fruitful, where we see we can connect millions of these farmers who have access to produce, and then we can sell through the platform. And if we see, India is number one in bananas in the world, total production. Mangoes, we are number one, but we are, and even on other fruits like oranges, apples are not there, but slightly good. But we are not even counted in the top exporters also. So that there is an unmet capital demand also in the system, where we see, a lot of this food wastage happening. 40% of our produce is wasted. So on that idea, we started this mission, and this year we have done close to 200 tons of apples, directly sourced from smallholder farmers in Himachal, getting these guys 25% premium above market price. So next target is we grow on this, and gradually at a scale where uh, farmers and retailers, we see both are the maximum value chain additions in our system. So they should get the maximum benefit. The middlemen should not get that.
No, I think that's really fantastic. There are 2 points that you actually, that I'd like to kind of get you to elaborate a little more. It's always, I always think about the wastage, right? When you're driving on the road and suddenly you see about 20 during the mango season, 20 vendors, small farmers, who have put up their shop, and then you have mangoes. And I wonder, A, why are they all next to each other? B, what happens to the produce that doesn't get sold? Because you have a shelf life of a maximum of few days, right? So this
Yeah.
is a very important part of the value proposition in my mind, is saying not just how much the 25% more that you make per kilo, but the fact that if you know what the produce that is going to be available, dealing with the demand and supply. You know that this farmer is probably going to give you maybe 50 kgs of mangoes, another one is going to give you 100 kgs. So, and making sure that the farmer gets paid for all 50 kgs.
Exactly.
Right, I think that's something which is extremely powerful, in terms of really upping their, making sure that whatever the produce they have is being leveraged and being sold in a timely manner. So is that something that you have been able to solve?
Yeah. So Latika, there comes the pure technology play. Right now, the system exists. Nobody knows, what will be the demand tomorrow. They just grow and put it in mandi. They don't know what crop is in demand and all. So there our data comes. So we aggregate this data from our demand side from these retailers, and year on year it's getting smarter with AI and a lot of other algorithms we use, and we use that to push back into the farmer system. So like, we know like next year we'll have 1,000 tons demand of apples, and when we go and buy, and even 4 to 6 months in advance, we can give these farmers that this much is required next year. So for him, the wastage and the other parameters are almost, and even the risk is almost down by 50%, because he knows what to grow, how much he needs to sell, which doesn't exist right now. So that the smart system what we have built is that plays very important role. So for example, in US, if you see on the East Coast, you have a tomato large scale production, which also matches the supply and demand, because we don't have a modern trade where we don't have a Walmart, Tesco, who will give you data, that this year this much will be demand. It's totally what you grow, what you sell. So
Correct.
so that system needs to change, and technology comes here a very important role. I think it can transform the industry. We have uh, almost 500,000 kind of kiranas. 20% of our GDP is on agriculture, and almost 50 to, I think, 45% of the population is still involved in this sector. So if you see US, we see there will be a paradigm shift. If you see US, they were like 20% of their agriculture in 1800, and now only 2% of the population is involved in agriculture, and uh, the produce has increased maybe like 100 times. So it's like,
Wow. So the fact that technology has really not has removed the labor intensive manual work,
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic parameter and goal, to shoot for, to say that how do we reduce the manual labor, increase the productivity,
Yeah.
and also the price points for the farmers. No, I think that's really a fantastic goal to have. Mike, I'm curious, how does the Mandi Mafia deal with the Fruitful? Right, you're coming in and eating their bread and butter, and so what has been there, because you do have the repercussions of them going in and hassling the farmers, etc. So what are your plans, and maybe you try to make them inclusive, uh, and what has been your experience thus far?
Uh, so they are our friends.
Good.
So the idea is not to get this guy out of jobs, and because obviously they are playing some role, because this is the modern trade and the retail outlet is not working. So it's functioning right now on the 100-year-old system. But the idea behind this is uh, get these guys into a more organized economy. So if we also talk to the mandi guys, they also face huge losses, because sometimes what they do is, because they don't have a demand. So it's plain like the arrival of goods to arrival of demand. So if more people don't walk into that day on Monday, so the price will fall. So they also are just pure betting on a 100-year-old system. So I was talking to one of the largest kind of Monday guys, and I told them that in March this there will be this much demand for Apple. So he told me, how do you know? And and he's a 20-year-old trading in Mandi, and he doesn't have a clear any idea like what will be the demand tomorrow, day after, and all these guys. They're just pure betting, because sometimes they also put a lot of their own funds to make money. So like what they'll put like 1 crore of like I'll buy and run and try to make money. But in that game also they also get sometimes not fair, or make huge losses. So
Yes.
if you see the futures in developed markets, there are two endpoints, right? There's farmers and there is retailers, and here the risk lies on both of the guys. So, but in futures, the risk is with the guy in the middle. He has to play the money. But here, if you see the mandi guy, he's totally making money on the commission. Either it sells for 100 rupees or sells for 150 rupees. He he will play in make kind of a 5 or 6% or sometimes 10% commission on whatever sells. So for him, if he's not putting his own money, for him the risk is on farmer or the buyer who's coming. So that system we are trying to change. That we should have a fixed pricing model, like in developed markets. What you grow, you can have a give them demand and set the price on the farm. It should not that when it comes to the mandi and sells whatever the price is, and so that is not based on actual demand and supply. It's just based on that day. How many? If it's raining very heavily, the people not the price will fall. So it's a game which has not game, and a lot of inefficiencies in the Indian industry which has not been happening till now. So we see a tremendous opportunity there to get this on technology and solve this problem.
No, that's it's really really exciting. I'm kind of looking at the fact that you are as Fruitful, looking at the entire food chain per se, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and making sure
Yeah.
that everybody is taken care of, and nobody is left out. To me, I think it's a very important part of making the solution win-win, and you don't have conflicting interests in play.
Yeah.
My last question to you, Subir, is that you said you have 6,000 farmers here that are on the Fruitful platform. What are your plans for the next 3 years? Where do you see? Where do you want to be? And uh, how do you see yourself? 3 years from now.
So our idea is getting to 50,000 farmers. So this year we are and like we have around 600 Kirana store network. So from there we want to go to 1 lakh Kirana store. And this year we are doing like close to 400 tons of apple. through our network. So the target is getting to like 5,000 tons in 3 years from now. So if you see, majority of the biggest players in this industry, they have been for 50 years. They still are just doing like 2,000 to 3,000 tons, because the main is they don't know if they'll make money next year or not. So because it's pure hedging, they buy and sell. So we want to be the largest technology player in this, and we are solving by category. So now our focus is we solve a category like apple first, and then we move on to, we are also doing some projects on mangoes, pomegranate, and grapes and other commodities. It's same, like Dole started with pineapple. So our idea is we kill this category with apple, and gradually we'll add more products. And most of these guys who are solving this problem on farmers are trying to get all things done at one place. But we feel that we should solve so category by category and then move on to the next platform.
This is really, really good. So just like Apple has dominated the rest of the world from a tech product perspective, looks like Apple is going to dominate the fruitful,
Yeah.
story over the next several years. Subir, thank you so much, for sharing your journey and what your plans are. Very, very exciting. And as we're looking forward to partnering with Fruitful in terms of scaling, and bringing you the best technology to help support your farmers and the Kirana stores. Good luck, and look forward to being in touch.
Thanks, Lathika. It was nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.